Allotropic forms of phosphorus. As we know that all 15th group elements, they can show allotropy except nitrogen. Now among all, phosphorus shows various allotropic modifications. Among all of them, three are very important. One is white phosphorus, second one red phosphorus, third one black phosphorus. Now here, what is allotropy? The phenomena of existence of an element in more than one physical state is called allotropy. Now here, what are the allotropic forms of phosphorus? First one is white phosphorus. Here formula is P4. As we know that in elemental state, phosphorus is tetraatomic. Now here this is the structure of P4 unit, that is white phosphorus. In this structure, all the four phosphorus atoms are available at the corners of tetrahedron. But here, see this angle, bond angle, that is very less 60 degrees. Because of more bond angle strain, this white phosphorus is unstable. That's why this is highly reactive. Highly reactive phosphorus allotropic modification is white phosphorus. Reason is angle strain. Here bond angle is very less. That's why this is less stable, highly reactive. Now in white phosphorus, all the P4 units are like discrete molecules. All P4 units are separate molecules. Now come to some properties of white phosphorus. So white phosphorus is translucent. Translucent means almost transparent. So white phosphorus is a transparent solid. And it is a waxy solid. This is like wax. And this is poisonous. White phosphorus is poisonous. Now this white phosphorus is insoluble in water, soluble in carbon disulfide. And white phosphorus glows in dark. This process is called chemiluminescence. If you place white phosphorus in dark space, you can identify its glow. This process is called chemiluminescence. Now come to chemical property of white phosphorus. When white phosphorus reacts with sodium hydroxide and water, it gives phosphine. And this is sodium dihydrogen phosphide. Here the major product is phosphine. This reaction we can use in later points, that is phosphine. Now here white phosphorus burns in oxygen and it gives P4O10. This is nothing but a dimer of phosphorus pentoxide. Now this is regarding white phosphorus. Move to red phosphorus. Clearly you can see the difference between white and red phosphorus in case of structures. Here this is one P4 unit that is connected to another P4 unit. That's why this is stable. This is less reactive when compared to white phosphorus. Only the reason is these extra linkages between P4 units. Now here By heating white phosphorus at 573 Kelvin temperature, you will get red phosphorus. Now, red phosphorus is colorless, non-poisonous, and it is insoluble in both water as well as CS2, that is carbon disulfide. Now, if you move to black phosphorus, heating red phosphorus at 803 Kelvin temperature, we will get black phosphorus. Generally, black phosphorus is divided into two. Actually, we have two black phosphorus, that is one alpha black, other one is beta black. Now, in this case, you are getting alpha black phosphorus. By heating white phosphorus at 473 Kelvin temperature and high pressure, we will get beta black phosphorus. Now, here we have mainly three allotropic modifications. Those are white phosphorus, red phosphorus and black phosphorus, and some of the properties of all these three.